Hello and welcome to my presentation on the power of the smile. Smiling is wonderful and it can bring so much happiness and joy to you. Just like these silly pictures, we can help each other smile more. A smile is definitely contagious, and I would like for you to join with me in contaminating as many people possible throughout the world. Happiness and smiling can bring us a lot of joy, and we can be more healthy, and we can experience a lot of health benefits. It's proven that the more you smile, the healthier you are and the happier you are. I would like to take this opportunity to share with you a story of a very smiley young girl. Her name is Afton, and last year she was 17 and began experiencing excruciating pain and paralysis in her leg and mouth. This came on all of a sudden, and she was rushed to the hospital, where after many tests it was determined that she had a very rare form of cancer. And she went through all these tests with a big happy smile on her face. And even though she spent many hours in the hospital, many days going through chemotherapy and radiation, and initially being told that she only had 1% chance of survival, 2 weeks later, her doctors came and told her and her family that her survival rate had increased to 10 to 15%. Over the next several months, Afton and her family went through a lot, and she was able to keep that beautiful smile on her face throughout everything. She had many visitors from family and friends. People in the neighborhood and her community rallied around her and supported her and her family. As the months passed, she had a lot of ups and downs. One of these, one morning she got up and was there in the hospital with her mother, and she looked into the mirror and saw that a piece of her hair had fallen out and she had a bald spot. She began to cry, but that only lasted about 15 seconds when she turned and looked at her mother and shrugged and smiled and said, "Oh well." She has continued to be this happy young woman and has spread that even throughout the hospitals that she's been in, and shared that happiness with other children who are experiencing cancer. She was told right after Christmas this past December that while many of her tumors in her liver and on her spine and brain had shrunk, her platelets had dropped, and she had to receive yet another blood transfusion. But with a smile, Afton went back to the hospital, and they were able to boost up her immune system, and she continues to smile today as she struggles through this devastation of cancer. I would like to share with you some of her awesome smiles. Smiling is so very important. And some may ask, does a smile really make a difference? But I'm here to tell you that it does. We have so many reasons not to smile, but we also have a lot of reasons to smile and be grateful. I have a game I'd like for you to join with me. Well, actually, just you guys are going to do it. So I've given you all a pair of chopsticks, and if you can break those in half and put the non-splintery ends into the corners of your mouth, and then I want you to make a smile. This is based on a study that was done that involves a whole lot more than just this. But if you put those chopsticks in your mouth and use all your facial muscles to keep that smile, and then once you think you've got it down, I want you to turn to your neighbor and keep that smile. Is it easy?
No.
Well, thank you for participating, and it's just a funny thing that helps us remember that smiling is joyful and fun. Excuse me. I would really like to take this opportunity to challenge each of you to join with me in spreading our smiles throughout the world. It might not make a big difference as soon as we think, but just like this quote says, by making one person smile, might not change the whole world, but we can change even just one person. And being that person that brings a smile to someone else can make a huge difference in that person's life, and in turn, possibly your own. So I challenge you to go out there and smile some more. In my final slide here, I'd like to point out some of the different smiles here and how important they are. In the center there, you see a box. It's actually a cereal box talking about all the smiles and how important it is to smile. And then over in the bottom left, you'll see an ultrasound picture. That's my first grandchild, and he's not even in the world yet, and he's smiling. So that is a special thing for me. In the center, we have one of the most famous smiles of all that we all know, and that is the smile of the Mona Lisa. Please take my challenge and join with me in smiling and making the world a better place.